sipping on a 4-seat. Money you gon' show me. Get that bitch together, we can stumble, but that's OD. Grip with the whip for the setter of the stovey. Mismatch the nigga, you is never one and only. Cozy, cause with any bitch you getting nosy. Fresh out of school, crap that better that get Cody. Now I call him Brody. Baby boy be crying, now he Jody. Thanksgiving pussy macaroni. Deep voice Tony. Bitch got groove like a OG. Lil thick bitch booty pony. Cream on that nigga sauce type of rigatoni. Stack hard, you ain't even gotta act hard. Bitch think she hitting but she shooting with a back guard. Bitch on the shit like some dogs up in the backyard. Ain't crying over niggas with no black card. Bitch, shit, fuck, put it in my butt. Hell yeah, man, that's why I'm thick as fuck. I'm a next
TSD Amy, what's up, TSD Amy?
Baby up, where my niggas who gon' keep it real as fuck. Bitch, niggas gonna eat this pussy all night?
Wow, shit, wow. Look at this. Wow, shit. I'ma turn this motherfucker to a flood. I'm in this bitch, I'm with my brother. Brought a stick and it goes through. I ain't stutter, I got stamina. I stand up in it, bitch. I'm like the governor in Atlanta. Put a planet on my wrist, she made a puddle in the passenger. Pass another split and goes to whip. We going Casper road trip. Zach Gallup or Nakis. I might blow a gasket if they slip. Let it blast the whole clip. Get a pass to tell them G be living fast until the casket.
T-Raw, what up, T-Raw? What's up, gang?
Might as well abandon ship. No panic.
No music
no,
today,
I know
chat.
the game. I wrote
We
the
talking
manuscript.
today. No music. I'm just introing right now.
Hoodie to blower, but I don't know who the in the blowfish. I do the mostest. I lit the clip. I had to focus.
What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke, make it hot that bitch. Pray to the Pope. Shout out T-Raw in the building. TSD Amy's in the motherfucking building. What's up, gang? How everybody doing? Been doing a lot of music lately, a lot of music vibes. So I wanted to come at y'all a little bit with a regular show today. Man, my beard is looking crazy, yo. My shit getting up there. But yeah, just wanted to come at y'all. Well, a little bit of a different show today. Let me get my volume adjustments right. I got this fan on in the background, so my apologies if y'all hear the fan, chat. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, dog. I ain't gonna even wait. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna fluff it up. We about to just get right into the shit today, chat. I appreciate everybody stopping by. People who stay, people who leave. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I am the host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke, make you hot that bitch. Pray to the Pope. We are the SubDivision. We are the TSD gang. So the first thing I want to get into today, chat. First thing, and it ain't gonna take long, but I do want to just bring something to y'all attention that's fucking insane. I mean, I'm not even over exaggerating how insane this shit is. Everything I gotta talk about is insane today, to be honest with you. But this first topic we're about to talk about with Spotify, I don't know if there's any artists, podcasters, anybody who uploads music or content to Spotify, but what we are about to listen to, even if you're just a normal consumer, is insanity, chat. When I tell y'all it's on the next level of crazy, bruh, it's on the next level of crazy, dog. Let me get this pulled up, and we're gonna talk about it. But let me get this pulled up.
Tacos, Zaxby's, you know.
This is the price I gotta pay. But y'all listen to this.
That's unfortunate shit. That's unfortunate. You read those. It should be long as hell. It's long as shit. A lot of shit is long.
Spotify does it to artists again. Now, when you upload your music to Spotify, keep in mind you're basically signing a record deal without a lawyer. You click that terms of service. The updated terms of service make it clear. Spotify gets sweeping royalty-free, sub-licensable, now look that up, irrevocable, look that up, license to your content. Everything from playlist to cover images and descriptions. It's not just...
Chat, do you understand how crazy that is, chat? Do y'all need to hear what that... Chat, do you understand how crazy that is? Just the thought, just the concept of Spotify owning all of your fucking music. That's insane. Listen to this shit.
Now, when you upload your music to Spotify, keep in mind you're basically signing a record deal without a lawyer. You click that terms of service, the updated terms of service, make it clear. Spotify gets sweeping royalty-free, sub-licensable, and I looked that up, irrevocable, look that up, license to your content. Everything from playlists to cover images and descriptions. It's not just standard, it's a full-on AI-ready takeover of your creative output. Imagine this, you upload your music and...
Now, what Spotify is saying that they can do is that if you upload your music to Spotify or you upload your podcast to Spotify, what Spotify is saying is if they like your content and they like your voice, they can copy it, turn you into an AI, and let their AI do you, and you get no royalties, no payment, you get nothing. Spotify is basically saying anything that you upload to Spotify from here on out belongs to them. No credit, no royalties, no nothing.
Spotify can rework it, remix it, train their AI with it, or even assign the rights over to someone else without owing you a dime. You're effectively handing over your copyright control just by using the platform. So while...
Do you understand that? You're handing over copyright control to Spotify literally by using the platform. You're giving up your rights to your music, to your creation, to your podcast, to your whatever you got going on Spotify. You're giving all those rights up just to put it on Spotify, which means now Spotify owns the rights to whatever you put up.
Spotify draws a clean line saying outsiders don't train your AI with our data. It keeps all the rights for its own AI, and you just gave them all your power.
That's scary. That's fucked up.
Spotify's an abomination of a company, has been for a long time.
Really?
They're monsters.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I just didn't know. Are they worse than the other comparables? Or are they monsters? The way
They're way worse. They pay everyone a fraction of a penny for.
Saying that for
They're by far and away the least favorable to.
Do y'all understand that, bro? That if you upload anything to Spotify from here on out, bro, they could use your content for a Super Bowl commercial and you won't get a dime. Do you understand that? That you can upload your hardworking, hard-earned content to Spotify. Now, listen to what they say about Tidal, right? The company that Jay-Z had, they're going to bring up Tidal too, which is very important. I want you to listen to what they say about Tidal. Amy, I don't know. It's in their new terms and conditions. That's why I'm bringing this up. They own you, and you don't even know about it. You're just agreeing because nobody reads terms and conditions. That's why they're posting this. Because who reads the fucking terms and conditions? Nobody.
Creatives.
Well, thanks. That's nasty right there, though. That is crazy.
On the converse, Tidal is now introducing a direct distribution system. It's not implemented yet, but while we're highlighting shitty people, I would also like to highlight great companies that pay people well. It's going to be called Tidal Upload. You can basically bypass the TuneCores and DistroKids of the world and upload directly through Tidal themselves.
United Masters S?
I guess, yeah, sort of. United Masters is a little bit more like Empire, but...
Gotcha. I don't know if I'm going to continue uploading Spotify.
I don't know if I would
for that announcement.
Yeah, I've been kind of...
Yeah, you
off.
Yo, bro, how you gonna own something? Yo, so if the Joe Budden podcast is on Spotify, which it is on Spotify, that means the episodes from those change of term conditions on out, Spotify owns Joe Budden? Do you understand the logic of that? Spotify is saying if you put your content there, they own it outright. They don't have to pay you nothing. They don't have to give you a fucking dime. That is insane.
That's different right there, yo. We can rework, we work your shit, remix it. Basically, it's ours. You just gave it to us. You gave us the ability. If we want to have our robot sound like you, not wanna. That's the we're going to.
Yeah,
we're going to.
Yeah.
Wanna, there's hope there. That's scary. They're going to. They're gonna take your shit. We don't need you no more. Y'all gonna try.
Y'all hear that shit? They're training AI to make music. They're training soulless AI to copy artists and make music. That's insane, chat. They're using AI to copy artists and to make their music, to remake artists' music through AI. Y'all remember when Young Thug was locked up in the beginning of Young Thug's trial, and they made an AI version? I think Drake made an AI version of a Young Thug verse. It's a song with Drake and Young Thug, I think, and you can tell Young Thug's verse is AI.
And is then you're gonna.
And we got enough data over the last 10 years that we can do it now.
Right. And maybe
That's too big and too scary to ignore.
Yeah,
Fuck around and say, hit record of yours out now that you ain't even make. That's crazy. And you ain't get a dime off of. And it's a hit.
and the AI shit is ever learning. Like every day is teaching itself. That shit is crazy.
the bottom line is there needs to be big copyright changes to include the AI developments, because all that shit is doing is sampling, whether it's music or literary works or visual works. It's just sampling. It's taking everybody's shit and reworking it into a new thing, and it's illegal.
Yeah. Like
Full stop.
you could literally tell the shit to, yo, I want you to sound like a Midwestern person and have applicable slang, da 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 da. And it's gonna go listen to all of, to your point, it's gonna go listen to all of these Midwestern TV shows, documentaries, whatever the case may be, and steal from it and incorporate it into your next presentation.
Correct.
That is crazy, my nigga.
Yeah. In the great words of Wu-Tang.
Y'all don't understand. When I make the album covers for my projects, and I make the covers, right? Let me get the mic a little bit closer to me. We turn this down. Chat. When I make the covers for the projects that I put out, they're all through ChatGPT, right? We were having a funny conversation the other day. Me and the guys we were here in my studio, and we were talking about basically how I word the words in ChatGPT to make these album covers. And the guys are like, yo, is ChatGPT just grabbing a random picture and everybody else can get this same picture from ChatGPT? So my boy had ChatGPT. So I said, look at this picture that I did on ChatGPT, and you visually talk into ChatGPT and try to get ChatGPT to give you the same picture that I got. It was impossible because he didn't word it the way I did. He didn't have the idea the way I had it and put the concept into ChatGPT. Now, I learned through working with ChatGPT that it is very specific. It does exactly what the fuck you want, right? I can actually give you a great example of that, if you guys don't mind. I mean, we're doing a long show, but I just want to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the how specific ChatGPT is, and people don't understand this concept. People don't understand what they're doing. BJ in the motherfucking chat. What up, boy? What's up, BJ? What's popping, dog? Why my I was like, why my soundboard ain't working? All right, so I'm gonna make some. Watch what I say to ChatGPT. Create album cover with parental advisory sign in bottom left hand corner in English. Album cover, words TSD gang in pink graffiti with yellow outline, with a beach background with the sun in the left-hand corner. Now, you see how specific I had to be to ChatGPT, right? But in a few seconds, it's going to take what I just told it and generate a picture of just what I said, right? And you'll see how specific it is, right? What's up, D? What's going on, D? So in saying this about ChatGPT, right? If to Joe Budden's point, if you go into ChatGPT, right? If you go into ChatGPT and you try to make a song, and basically you say, hey, I want the artist to sound like Young Thug with Atlanta slang, with blase, blase, blah, with the colloquial lingo, blah, blah, blah. ChatGPT, look, now it got the TSD wrong. It put CSD. But look, this is what it made. I'm going to blow it up so you guys can see it. See how specific it is? See how specific it is? That's what I mean about ChatGPT. It gets as specific or as close as possible. So to these guys' point about now Spotify wanting to be able to steal your music and take your artwork and say you have no credit to it. And what we're going to use you for is to train our AI to sound like you. And now we're going to make our own music off of you, off of AI. We got you've already put out an album, so we can use that album to train our AI how to sound like you, the things that you would say, the way that you speak with your voice, and you don't get paid for it. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. And I think that's I think that's insane. I think it's diabolical on so many motherfucking levels, bro. I think it's one of those things where it's like who's like same thing with Disney. Like who's using that shit still? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Disney, same thing with Spotify. It's a brutal market, bro. That's taking advantage of people's hard-earned work, bro. There's people busting their ass to become creators. There's like me. I use me for an example, bro. I've been doing this shit for 5 fucking years, man. I'm going on 6 years of being a content creator. I've been on YouTube for 5 years, bro. You think I want somebody to go back and say that they can own all of my YouTube, all my live feeds, all of the reaction videos I've posted, all of my music? I've posted my actual music on here. And you think I would want somebody to own my fucking music outright, chat? Chat, that's insanity, chat. Somebody owning your music outright? Diabolical. It's one of them things where it's like damn, you just saying fuck me up front. Yeah, D, that's right. They want to own your masters. They literally trying to own your masters up front. Like that's not business. That's thievery. Now we're not in business together. Now you're just saying you're gonna steal my shit. That's a whole nother motherfucking thing, dog. And I get it. People are gonna say, well, it don't affect me, or it's not gonna matter to me because I'm not gonna be famous. And then you're the same motherfucker who got some dope content that you might only got 2 or 3 views on. It don't matter to say that Spotify's not gonna use it. Now they done took your shit, blew it up, and you don't get $1 for it. You like, damn, I worked hard to make this shit. I only got 2 views. They blew it up through their algorithm, made them some money, and left me with nothing. That's demonic. That's a demonic way of doing business. Now, I get that they touched on Tidal, right? But how many times was Tidal sold, right? Tidal has to open up the floodgates. And what they're trying to do, again, is get rid of like the distro kids and the other distribution companies that allow you to distribute your music on multiple platforms through their one platform. That's what DistroKid is. You get on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. If you're on DistroKid, they distribute your music to all those platforms, right? So where does the artist stand a chance of making any money? Because they added streaming, right? So that they can pay you pennies on your song. Right, and it's a deal with the record labels so that the record labels make all the money. But when we was dealing with CDs and hard copies and albums, it was a different ball game on the money that was made. Streaming like YouTube views. If you bought someone's single, right? You bought the single for outright. You bought it for $5, right? If you bought the actual CD or tape or album, whatever the hard copy is, right? Because there's art that comes along with that. There's a lot of different things that come along with a hard copy, right? There's a lot of, photographs and a lot of work that has to be done, right? Versus a stream. So that same song streaming, if you listen to it on YouTube, I think the person makes like nothing for 1 view. Maybe like 10 views, they may make like a half a cent or something like that. 0.1 of a cent, right? If they get like 100 views or something like that on a song. Do you understand the So if you bought the single, that person will be making astronomical amounts of money. But if you streamed it, It's a different avenue, and the only people that make money are the streaming companies and the record labels, because the music still holds the same value. It's just an easier way to fuck the artists. But the music holds the value. The music, the masters of the music, holds the values of the project. So that's a very demonic way of just snatching people's shit, of just outright stealing somebody's shit. That's dark. That's demonic. That's fucked up. I don't get how anybody would think that's a way of doing business. Oh yeah, by the way, when you give me your album, it belongs to me forever. You ain't make none of the songs. You didn't produce any of these songs. You didn't make any of the beats. You didn't pay for the studio time. You have nothing to do with the production of this song. But once it's on Spotify, you own it outright. That's pure fucking insanity. That's legit insanity. You own my music outright. That's nuts, bro. That can't, like, look at the world we living in right now, bro. And I'm finna get to some other shit. We got a lot of shit to talk about today. Shout out to me, man. Here on the Sunday vibing with the gang. But when I say, bro, that this world, bro, you can tell. I ain't no religious person. I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't gonna even go there. Cause I get too deep, and I ain't even trying to. We gonna have a good. Well, bro, this world demonic, bro, and you're not. I need you to understand that. I need you to look around and go, damn, this shit is really demonic and fucked up, and I'm not. And then once you start to connect those dots, you'll start to connect, well, who the fuck is evil as fuck? Who the fuck is demonic as fuck? And it's always the powers that be. You wouldn't make a choice to rob people for their fucking music, because you wouldn't want it to happen to you when you make yours. You wouldn't want nobody to rob you for your podcast. What if you're a TikToker and you make those little commercials for Pizza Hut and Little Caesars and Clorox and all that? And then now here comes TikTok like, nah, you can't make no more creator money because you posted it on TikTok. So now we get the advertising money that you were supposed to get from Domino's, that you were supposed to get from Clorox, from Windex, from all of these products, the TikTok shop. Now we get that money now. Can you imagine that? That's exactly what Spotify is saying through their new terms and conditions. And again, nobody reads terms and conditions. What do when these motherfuckers put up terms and conditions? We want to go watch our video, bitch. We click OK. New terms and conditions. Okay, bitch, okay. Nobody reads that shit. Nobody reading no fucking terms and conditions, bro. And it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. We should be reading the terms and conditions. Matter of fact, the world that we live in today, we definitely should be reading terms and conditions. And I get it. Some people don't want to hear this because some people want to live in blind fucking bliss. Right? I get it. Let me get to some of the comments. Give me a sec. Yeah, y'all right on that. Once AI, and I think we don't get into what AI is and how AI functions, and I think that is a detriment to how we are handling this whole thing. Like, AI is a demonic archon that is tricking, like some of the powers that be know this, but most of the world, 99% or 99.9% of people do not know that AI is a demonic archon spirit, tricking the government into giving it more and more freedom and more power. Didn't they tell y'all that they wanted the government to be run by AI? Y'all remember things like pre-crime, predictive crime? Y'all remember that one movie with Tom Cruise where they had the pre-crime? and they'll come lock you up, but you ain't even do the crime. The person's still alive. You ain't even kill them, but they had you killing them in the pre-crime. Yeah, this shit's getting out of hand. But it's because it is a demonic archon that is convincing our and this is what they want. I don't even think like when the Jews talk about they Mashiach coming back, I think it is a machine. I think it is a machine. And I think that's why they have these hadron colliders. Y'all know what a hadron collider is, right? Where they collide particles and atoms together and create these universes really quick out of nothing. Y'all know what a hadron collider is. This is why they got all these things. Y'all know they say like these hadron colliders and all that. This shit probably done destroyed Earth like 7 times already. We in different timelines and shit. But that's the kind of talk they'll never want us to speak on. They want us to speak on mad goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? They want us to speak on shit that don't got nothing to do with nothing. That's what they would prefer. For us to speak on absolutely nothing. For us to be distracted as fuck. For us to be talking about shit that really don't matter. While everybody else make money, you know what I'm saying? We talking about Republican and Democrat and shit. Right and left. When you go right and you go left with politics, all you do is get extremists. And all extremists meet at one point. Extremists. So the left and the right, why does it matter? All you do is start to get more extreme each way you lean. And then at that point, you're just an extremist. You're not left or right. It doesn't matter. I know we think it do. I know we hope it do. So that we can feel like we're involved in something like that. We have a choice that the world ain't going to be so fucked. Or at least in a lot of people cases, the world is going to go the way that I see it. Right? So that's what they want. Let's move on, chat. Let's move on. Shout out to Joe Budden. Because I ain't going to stay bogged down on things too long. I think that, like I said, I think that we got a long way to go in understanding how fucked up this shit really is and what role we're going to play and making sure things are a lot better. We do have a role in that. We do have a say-so in that. And once we understand that role, that we have a choice, I think as a unit, as a whole, as humanity, we're going to be a lot better.
I know what you will be doing in here. You want me to stay till the morning. I know just what you be doing in here. You call me whenever you're horny. Let me come through it, come do it in here. I'm going. Okay, and I love how you doing it. Take it down each time I'm screwing it. Okay, and I'm loving your face. Fuck you good, put you in your place. Like a gangster ride, I'm speeding off. Getting here while I'm driving, I'm geeking off. Oh my god, you can move like a reaper, huh? She a bad little jump, better keep on. Sipping lean next to like it one morning. Talking game to the bitch like a poet. Let's enjoy the way down to the toilet. We been up on you hoes and you know it. Sipping lean next to like it one morning. Talking game to the bitch like a poet. Let's enjoy the way down to the toilet. We been up on you hoes and you know it. Me and my baby, my 30s is I'm fiending. And I'm way in the clouds when I'm cutting dreaming. Get that pussy to me, don't be born. And I'm diving inside to the morning. Then I run up on somebody that switch is singing. And I'm planning that pussy until she creaming. I won't jump in that coupe, it ain't foreign. I sold out every show and I'm torn. I ain't giving up. See, I'm winning, so back here from nothing to the top, we gon' live it up. That's your mess out there talking and tweeting and speaking, go pick him up. And that line goes so fast to the dash when I drive, make it giddy up. I just like it with me from something. Girl, I love how you run like a pony. Get that switch on my lap like I'm Tony. She get naughty for me when we lonely. Show me what you wanna do, just baby, love it when you ride it on. I know how that shit she do, so baby, don't no talking, come and show me. Okay, and I love how you doing it. Take it down each time I'm screwing it. Okay, and I'm loving your face. Fuck you good, put you in your place. Lamborghini Storado, I'm speeding off. Getting here while I'm driving, I'm geeking off. Oh my god, yeah, move like a Reaper, huh? She a bad little jump, better keep her, huh? Sippin' lean into like it one more. Talking game to the bitch like a poet. Flexing drugs way down to the toilet. We been up on you hoes and you know it. Sippin' lean into like it one more. Talking game to the bitch like a poet. Flexing drugs way down to the toilet. We been up on you hoes and you know it.
My family worry about me, hear it in my music. Mama scared for me to get a gun, cause she know I'ma use it. Floating off a Roxy in a bar, it feels so therapeutic. Want me to stop taking all these drugs, she hate how I abuse it. I've been going through it, with the guys move as a unit. He's sitting on them bags, he don't know how to move it. She do anything for clout, just wanna be included. I don't wanna hear about what you gon' do, make a nigga prove it. Always smoking blooming, so I'm never on time. This nigga keep on dozing off, only drink half a line. Squeeze the trigger like a grape and make a nigga whine. Think I'm starting to peak, I feel it in my spine. Daddy didn't raise a hoe, so stop all that crying. If I told you that I loved you, then I would be lying. Nigga keep hitting my phone and I keep on decline. I be scaring all the niggas like I'm terrifying. I'm a concrete goonie, don't need no solidifying. He the type to sit up at the stand and start identifying. I don't know what's wrong with me, but slapping folks is satisfying. She don't like me, but I didn't know, guess it was underlying. I might cut him off through text and block him while he typing. Going through it by myself, sometimes it can get tiring. Don't think the rapping shit for you, but UPS is hiring. Make sure the shrink think I'm okay so she can keep prescribing. I'm trying to get my people right, need everybody smiling. I'ma treat a hoe like my employee when I get to firing. My family worry about me, hear it in my music. Mama scared for me to get a gun, cause she know I'ma use it. Floating off a Roxy in a bar, it feels so therapeutic. Want me to stop taking all these drugs, she hate how I abuse it. I've been going through it, with the guys move as a unit. He's sitting on them bags, he don't know how to move it. She do anything for clout, just wanna be included. I don't wanna hear about what you gon' do, make a nigga prove it.
All right, chat. Let's get to this next part of the show, gang. Let's get to this next part of the show. So, this motherfucking nigga David. Yo, chat, what the fuck is going on, chat? They find the girl in the trunk, right? In David's car. My bad. Anybody underage? Hey, time for you to go to your mama house. Time for you to get off my page. If you're underage and you a kid, I'm finna talk like an adult. So I'm gonna need you to skedaddle. All right. Now they find the girl in the damn trunk, body chopped up. Right, dismembered body. Right. So, like, damn, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this shit. Cause like, the first thing I find crazy as fuck is this nigga's not even arrested yet, chat. They haven't even arrested him. And then this girl comes up dead, my nigga. But everybody know in his Discord that he's dating an underage girl. Like, there's thousands of people that knew that this grown-ass man was dating an underage girl. There's a lot of people that knew this, right? Yeah, fucking this, and she's a kid. Let's keep in mind we are talking about a minor being murdered, right? We're talking about a minor being murdered, and that's next level fucking crazy. Now, not only like he lost sponsors and all that shit, he done quote unquote, I guess, been. But y'all, do y'all know this man has been writing about this underage girl in his music for the longest? Like he has like a whole track record. Like all of his music talks about like being in love with this kid. And he even talks about killing her and shit. I'm like, how they didn't know? How they didn't know this nigga was in love? Like this nigga's tour is canceled. He's not on tour right now. His sponsorships have gotten canceled. And if you late to the party, let's join the party.
And so this one comes out, and essentially, it's the same thing. Life's a Dream feels like the next chapter. David completely head over heels for Celeste, unlike in Runaway with You and I.
So what this is not that this girl is dead. People are breaking down his music, and people are breaking down the context of his music and what he's been saying the whole time in his music, right? Give me a sec. All right, this the one. This the second one that Trap Lord Ross made.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to Output's new plugin co-producer. Play your beat. It's going to analyze.
So the David situation just keeps getting darker, and some new stuff has been circulating over the last couple of days. But I'm not going to lie, it sounds like other people might have been in danger based on what was going on. Based on what was going on with David and this young underage girl Celeste. Okay, it's very strange, it's very spooky, and based on a couple of messages that have been circulating, it does sound like there's a possibility that there could be another victim. Another person might have lost their life having been tangled up in this twisted love triangle, and as I said before, this just keeps getting sadder and sadder. Now, if you saw the video that I posted yesterday, I did a full 2-hour breakdown about the whole situation. I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. I did this video yesterday, all right? David had clues about murder in every song. I didn't intend for this originally to be 2 hours, but I just kept finding facts. I kept finding info. I kept finding lyrics and music videos that were extremely alarming. And, you guys have kind of given your response on this. I think everybody is just in shock and disbelief over what's going on in this comments. Put him in J4IL. Put D4VD in J4IL. Saying, if you're hanging out with a freshly out of elementary school child as someone who's in college, university, you are suspect. Says his song lyrics read like poems from a 14-year-old emo kid who got grounded. People saying they've never heard of him. The man was singing PDF jingles. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. It says her brother said in a chat that he said he was waiting until she turned 18 to marry her. I just don't understand how so many people knew and didn't question it or do anything. Now, it's interesting that he would say that because there's the...
Now, chat, I need y'all to understand how many people knew about this young girl and this guy, David. Her brother knew, which means, chat, this means her parents knew. All right? I need y'all to see it like that, chat. The brother knew, the parents knew, everybody knew. Everybody knew. It wasn't just like, oh, this is a secret. Chat, you got people who are fans of David, who follows his Discord, and they've been talking about this little girl being in videos and being on his lives, and oh, well, should he delete the video if she's in it? And it goes like her brother is saying that he was told by his sister that David was not going to try to marry her until she was old enough, bro. And he was
this image that's been going around on Reddit, because I don't know if this has been posted yet, but here's a screenshot from one of Celeste's stories. Now, that's her left hand and that's her ring finger. This is an engagement ring. Okay, this is an engagement ring. I guess this would have allegedly been her Instagram account, and she's showing off a big rock. She's showing off an engagement ring with love hearts. She's out for lunch, for dinner. or a smoothie or something with David, right? We recognize that little spot star on his head from from the last video. He'd appeared. It's in the video thumbnail. It's the same image of him with the little star on his head. Are those spots like zit stickers? I've been using those. I got the blue ones. I definitely can't be rocking the black ones now. That's a bad look. But people are saying that this is an engagement ring. Okay, so this is essentially something that's been going around. I did touch on this in the last video, but I didn't really have time. There was a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even get a chance to get to. But trigger warning. Okay, I'm making this video for documentary journalistic purposes. Okay.
All right, chat. It's really about to get bad. So if your kid's watching this, I'm telling you, you need to go away. It's really about to get bad, chat. So just listen up. But it's about to get bad.
Okay, this is a story in the public interest. It's a public story, and I just need to give you guys a warning. Okay, I don't intend to disrespect or put down or belittle any of the situations that I'll be covering in this video. It's a very serious topic. It's very important that I warn you that we're going to be talking about very triggering themes like SA, an underage girl seemingly being groomed, and very nefarious activities. So, if that's not for you, if that's something that's going to be triggering for you, don't watch the rest of this. But essentially, this post is going around that Celeste's brother speaks up and reveals that David did kill his...
Hey, chat, that go for me too. If I ain't trying to trigger nobody, if you're not ready to watch past that disclaimer that he just gave you, I'm telling you, chat, it's finna get fucking dark. All right? I'm not showing this for salacious-isms. I'm showing y'all this shit for a reason, chat. Protect your fucking kids, bruh. Celebrities, all these motherfuckers. Protect your fucking kids.
Sister, whole chat attached. And they're saying that this is her brother. All right, this is a screenshot of something that I touched on in the last video. So this brother speaks up and reveals that David did kill his sister. Okay? This is a chat. Somebody says, dude, why does David follow you? All respect to your sister, and I hate how shitty people are being. Was it really him, Jesus, all love man? He replied, yes, it was him, because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Dude says, fuck. Well, he has it coming. That's wild to just randomly. Did you ever even talk to him? I met him once in person. There's something being with him, like, was she living with him? All of this shit's so confusing and disgusting. And he replies, I knew and I went to the police about it, but they said lack of evidence, so it was waved off. They responded, bullshit. Now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, that won't happen again. But if they had listened, he says, even if they don't do anything, they haven't even done anything towards him. And they reply, that's how it is with celebrities. Just look at fucking Diddy. They don't do shit. He says, I know it effing sucks. Effing crazy that people suffer for it. How long has she been gone? And he replied, dead. And he says 2 weeks. Now, this might have...
You understand what he just said, right? That is Celeste's brother talking to another friend via text. So the little girl that was murdered, this is her brother speaking.
Been a big reveal. I don't know if this is necessarily accurate. There's been a lot of speculation over how long the body had been left in that trunk. Trigger warning, but the body had been cut up, wrapped in plastic, and it severely decomposed. That's what the police said. Now, he's saying 2 weeks. That could be information that's been revealed to the family privately to say that the body was decomposed and she would have passed away 2 weeks ago. Or maybe he knows, maybe she stopped replying 2 weeks ago. Maybe they last heard from her 2 weeks ago. Maybe that's an indication of she was active until 2 weeks ago. We don't know for sure. So the person replies, says, damn, that soon? People have been saying like a month. The dude's a weirdo. His songs all have weird messages and imagery. He says, what do you think happened? Like he didn't just want her to expose him being with her? The brother replies, I don't know. He says, damn, was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing that it was all just him manipulating her. He said, yeah, she was always saying that he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. He replied, effing sick. What's crazy about all those people in his circle who knew and say stuff? I saw one guy did get sued by something pushing. He said, dog, what? I never knew that. My sister wouldn't say anything ever. He says, dude, there's so much stuff in the Discord that he has. He says, what the F? There's a Discord? And he's...
So this nigga, all these people is talking in this Discord. Her brother has no idea that there's a whole fucking Discord talking about the relationship with his sister and David. But this guy's about to send him screenshots from the Discord.
Yeah, it was just his fan Discord and stuff. I wasn't in it, obviously, but from what I know, he was decently active in it. Some screenshots, some screen recordings were posted today and yesterday after the news showed one guy saying this. And basically, this is the post from the Discord. Somebody commented that would drop the song about the missing girl Celeste Rivas. This was all the way back in August of 2024. And he says, what the F? No way, dude. Please send me more if you know. He says, I got you, bro. Let me find everything that's been posted for you. That's why I said so many people were after David now after this. They have found so much evidence to back this stuff up. The brother replies, dude, I never knew this stuff. And then this random guy says, only a small number of people were aware until today. The brother replied, I wish I could have known. I could have used this. And the dude replies, you don't have your sister added on Discord, right? Bro replies, I don't even have Discord. And then this dude says, yeah, I was just seeing because someone had a screenshot of her account, supposedly. And then this guy replies, said, this is what I got. He sends all the Discord screenshots, bunch of lyrics, other posts, other comments, sends it all to the brother. He said, are those photos something? I don't know if that's just those photos real or those photos in here. And that song was an unreleased David song. And he's posted all of this stuff. Here's the video proving those messages are real. And he replies, are those photos of her? He says, yes. Do you know of any of your sister's Instagram accounts? There were some messages people said was her messaging friends, but not really confirmed yet. And then he sends these screenshots, which, look, these are screenshots from a leaked conversation with Celeste and a friend where she appears to admit to having relations with David, right?
Again, some pedo shit about to be mentioned, chat. It's about to get real pedo-y. So that's why me and the person Trap Lord Ross is telling you, hey, this is about to get hella pedo-y. So for viewer discretion advised, nigga.
And then the brother sends a bunch of pictures of Celeste saying, that's my sister, dog. That's the same girl. He says, if it is. And he says, you think this is real? And now this is where it gets crazy and we start talking about another victim. Yes, do you think this is real? These are the channels, okay? And look, I don't know if it's safe to show you this in this video. I didn't show it to you in the last video, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and I'm gonna show you these messages, okay? Trigger warning. These are very dark.
They're so bad. Watch how Trap Lord Ross doesn't want to show you these videos and comments. This shit is so disturbing. Watch how he goes through it. I can't show it. I'm gonna show it. Like he's so conflicted because this shit is so fucked up. Listen to him. Watch how conflicted he gets about showing you this shit.
I'm just going to read these to you and I'm going to try and redact anything super messed up. Okay. But this is allegedly a set of messages between Celeste and a friend. The friend says, I'm just going to check up on you. Celeste says, I don't want to talk to anyone. The friend says, that's it. And she says, okay, yes, of course. And the friend says, but you have to swear you're going to stay safe. Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him because I don't want to get you into any more trouble with him? Celeste replies, I'm safe. No, I'm not. The friend says, okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Celeste replies, love you too, and won't. And now the next set of messages, trigger warning, these do appear to... I don't want to show this. Yeah. Can I show this? Like, can I even talk about this? I'm not going to add any extra context. I'm just going to very quickly breeze through this, okay? The friend says, I made it. And they say it can bleed and not bleed during stuff because you probably did it when you were younger. I didn't because I wasn't ready. Someone says, you said you bead? And he says, what? And she says, Celeste says, I thought I did, but I just got my pee. I only bead with David. The person says, And then this guy says, Celeste says, with Gus.
So the young lady Celeste was confirming. Now listen carefully. She was confirming through that text message that she slept with David, a grown ass man. So already there's the pedo shit right there, right in your face. But then listen to about this guy Gus. She said, I did it with Gus, but I did with David. Listen to this about this guy Gus.
I was just drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having S with him. So that chat appears to reveal that the girl Celeste may have had relations with another person by the name of Gus, right? And then that's where we come back to this comment. Okay, so those screenshots that I just breezed through are here, and they were sent to this person who's allegedly Celeste's brother. And they say, do you think this is real? And the alleged brother replies, yes, I do. I know who Gus is. He's dead. And the person asks, what happened? And they say he got shot up, dead.
So you mean to tell me now, chat, that this guy Gus, right, is dead, and he's the other guy that she was messing with, and she's dead?
And the comment says, you think by David or just some other stuff? Now, I think I saw an extended version of this where he seemed to reply that it was some other stuff. Yeah, so here's the last part of that message. He said, you think it was a shot by David or just some other stuff? The guy just very ominously says,
what's up, Logie?
And then that's the end of the conversation. They say, okay, now look, I'm not going to lie to you. This is all sounding a bit too suspicious. You're telling me that this Gus guy, this other guy, you've got a love triangle. These two guys are fighting over this young thing, this underage person, all right? And this guy Gus is apparently getting his thing on. They're having some kind of argument. Someone was mad because she said he was mad because I didn't want to have a with him. Twisted. Absolutely twisted, okay? So it sounds like this Gus guy is dead, all right? And we're waiting for more information to come out about this Gus guy. I don't know who this Gus guy is. I don't know what this is all about. But in the midst of that, we're beginning to see more and more little tidbits of evidence come out that are just even more and more damning. So another post has been going around on the David subreddit saying David was wearing her bracelets. That's a picture of him with some bracelets on. People are saying it's the same bracelets that Celeste had on in this picture. Now, I'm finding it hard to see that, but it kind of does look like the pink, the little pink joint that's going on here. I don't know if it's exactly the same one, but it does look very similar. The kind of hues look a bit similar. Now, one thing that I find a little bit strange, and I've been trying to find some evidence for this, but I seem to remember when the news first broke, I thought that I'd seen a couple of articles basically saying that another body was found. You know, if we're talking about this alleged person called Gus that was killed, that sounds like a man. Sounds like a man's name, right? But I did remember this, and I haven't been able to find anybody else talking about this, and maybe there's no connection, but I did see at the time articles going around that suggested 2 women were found in cars being investigated as homicides. Now, it seemed, I don't know whether this was 2 unrelated situations or whether it's the same situation or whether maybe they initially thought there were 2 bodies because of the way that, you know, sadly the bodies were separated, if that makes sense. But it says the LA County Medical Examiner has released new details on the remains of 1 of 2 women who were discovered in vehicles at 2 tow yards this week. Both deaths are investigated as homicides. 1 woman's remains were discovered Monday when police responded to the Hollywood tow on Mansfield Avenue. Someone smelled a foul odor coming from the front trunk of the vehicle, and detectives investigated possible human remains. You know, we learned about that car. The descendant was found severely decomposed inside a vehicle. She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. We were unable at the time to examine the age or ethnicity. Initially, the remains were described as a head and torso. The owner of the vehicle was identified as David. And here's what's interesting, right? The body of a second woman was found Tuesday in South Los Angeles after family members filed a missing persons report. The family had tracked a woman to a scorched Honda Civic who was being held on a tow yard at Westgate Avenue. The tow yard operator called LAPD and said family members wanted to look at the car. Investigators rushed to the scene and found the woman's partially burnt body in the trunk. The car had been towed onto the lot Sunday from the 6800 block of South Flower Street. The vehicle had been extinguished by LA City Fire, but firefighters never checked in the car and didn't see the woman's remains. So, look, it's not necessary that these 2 are connected. I think this could have been a coincidence. When the first reporting came out and they were talking about 2 bodies, I wasn't sure if it was 2 bodies in the same car, 2 bodies in different car, maybe 2 cars towed from the same spot. It looks like these are 2 separate things. But it's just so bizarre. And I think the thing about this Gus guy, when we find out more about him, I think that's going to be very revealing. So there's still been a lot of discussion about the potential motive. And some people have been saying that there's rumors that Celeste might have actually been pregnant at the time of her passing. And who knows? Could that, if that was the case, could that have been David's baby? Could it have been Gus's baby? Who knows? Who knows how twisted this love triangle could really get at this point, right? But these posts have been going around and people are suggesting that maybe the messages infer that she could have been pregnant at the time. So this is David says, I'll join the group chat with wifey and give Yall the story time. And it says, me and deleted user, this is David, got a kid on the way. And then this is a conversation, somebody saying, basically, David, are you happily married or single? And basically, they're trying to find out what the relationship status is with him. And this deleted user, I think it's possible that this was Celeste. It's possible, all right. Adding David in the chat amid those rumors, people talking about kid on the way. That was a heart-stopping moment to read. Jesus Christ, brah, double homicide. It's from 2024. She died 25 and couldn't have been pregnant. The last confirmed spotting of her was July 2024. The same month, both she and David mentioned pregnancy in Discord. She was allegedly alive until July 2025, meaning she was out of the public eye for an entire year. It's possible she did actually have a kid, which is scary as hell. And people are saying, even if it's a joke, making a joke about having a kid with a 13-year-old at 19 is insane. This guy really is worse than the Joker. He was saying deleted user, though. It seems like other screen grabs still show her name. Saying yes, meaning she had multiple Discords, just like on Instagram, or this is disgustingly referring to another girl. And it's saying the pregnancy announcement was 2024, so if that was about Celeste, she would have given birth by now. If it's true, then it's possible she had an abortion or miscarriage. She was just a child herself. Having a baby, oh boy, this is so effed. If she was pregnant then, she would have gave birth already. Saying, poor girl, this is so sad. She thought she was living it up. Sometimes teenagers need to listen to their parents. She left multiple times to be with this punk-ass man. Not putting blame on her, but sometimes children do need to follow rules and listen to the adults in their lives and not behave in such rebellious ways. Again, I'm not blaming her, so please don't come for me. May she rest well. He was saying she couldn't have gotten an abortion, though. If a 14-year-old showed up to a clinic with a 20-year-old, they would most definitely contact the authorities, especially if they recognized Celeste was a missing child on the run. That's facts. That's facts, right? Some people are saying that these screenshots could be fake. They're darker by the minute. I'm telling you, he's a sicko, and he can't erase all of his breadcrumbs. The investigators are busy, all right? People saying, I highly doubt she was ever pregnant. She probably just wanted to find a way to go see someone to ask for help. It happens all the times for victims. Okay. People saying, would you rather have dinner with David or King Von? That's crazy, right? This guy says, not sure if there's lots of proof of her wanting to be out other than one tweet where he says you wanted to be with your mum and sister, but this couldn't happen. Okay, actually typing that out, maybe you're right. Just saying that for a lot of it seems like he was manipulating her to be dependent on him to the point that she saw herself as just his girlfriend outside of the context of her being a child. Not defending him and don't need to make it sound that way. I just think she probably never anticipated or had the mental maturity or age to understand just how much danger she was in. May she rest in peace, honestly. I do think she could have been pregnant potentially at some point or when he killed her. Having a baby with a 14-year-old is not something you can really hide, but murder was not the logical solution. Bro was a certified serial killer psychopath. Statistically, the most dangerous time for a woman with an abusive partner is during pregnancy, so I'm really thinking that's what happened. So look, this situation is so dark. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I think everybody is waiting for an arrest to be made. A lot of people are pointing the finger at David, thinking that he's about to get arrested. We saw in the last video he was allegedly cooperating with authorities in the investigation. I'm seeing other comments on Reddit, people saying, no, he's not cooperating, he's actually lawyered up and is refusing to talk. These are just rumors that I'm seeing floating around. Can't give you the absolute 100% truth at this stage. But what I do know is that this is a huge story. This is going to keep developing. And whether an arrest is made, whether something else happens, whether a final conclusion is reached before justice can be delivered, I think we're going to find out soon. But it's really sad. We're hoping to see justice for Celeste, however that looks. We're hoping to find out what happened to this Gus guy. I'm very curious about who this Gus guy is. So We're going to find out. I'm going to keep you guys informed. Any updates I will have for you on this channel. I appreciate you all for watching and following along. If you want to get all of the backstory,
oh my God, yo, he just did an update. He just did an update on this, like,
so this
30.
David situation keeps getting more strange.
Hold on, he just did an update 30 minutes ago. Hold on. This is crazy, chat. This is Trap Lord Ross. He just did another update on this shit. This is going to be wild. They said that David is still on Discord. Here you go.
The thrill of winning never gets old.
I'm telling you, chat, I got you, baby. I got the TV set up and all, baby. Super Bowl Sunday.
That's why we're so...
So this David situation keeps getting more strange. It keeps getting more bizarre. And one of the most odd things that I've noticed over the last couple of days, or really over the last 24 hours, is that there is a lot of talk over on his subreddit. There's a David subreddit. You might not be aware of this, but just like there's subreddits for all the gangs, all the gangsters, all the gangster rappers, the drill rappers that I've been dipping in and out of, there is also an r/David subreddit, okay? This has been around since July the 27th, 2022, okay? This is a hub. It's a hive of activity for everything David, and obviously, as a result of recent events, these things that have been circulating have become buzzing topics, okay? There's all kinds of posts on here that are going super viral. You know, the most popular post of all time was only made 4 days ago. So this whole case, this whole situation, the disappearance of this girl, Celeste, has really completely taken over the subreddit. And there's a lot going on, okay? It's really messed up, right? And there's even a David subreddit warning going around, okay? There's a big warning in the subreddit. It says, as you all know, there's been a lot of drama surrounding David. As of late, the official David Discord server has been locked now, as well as the comment sections under his TikTok videos. It's more than likely this subreddit will soon be locked by David and his team as well, okay? So perhaps the cover-up is beginning. And as I'm going to tell you in a minute, apparently David is still active on Discord and in the subreddit, allegedly, as all of this is going on, as everybody is asking why the police haven't arrested him yet in light of all of this evidence connecting to him, to this young girl that went missing. So we also want to make it clear the current mods of this subreddit are wholly professional and unaffiliated with David. Yes, David has a presence on this subreddit and is the owner, but this doesn't mean that we converse with him or members of his team. David obtained ownership of this subreddit through a past misunderstanding with the previous owner. We're currently working with the Reddit support team to regain ownership of the subreddit and facilitate proper, uncensored conversation. Please get all your thoughts and updates posted as quick as possible. You might not have the ability to do so in future. He was saying, how are people not understanding this post? People saying, exactly, and people thought my post was weird, like he doesn't have power over the narrative. Here with the most active posts and information. Everywhere else has already been silenced. Also, the timing is odd. The sub has been around since 2022, and he wants to be a mod here years later, around the same time as Celeste has passed. Rest in peace to her. This man is evil and sick, more than we can imagine. Okay, people saying as well as this, we also have access to the moderation log. David has not made any moderator actions yet, so this post is just in preparation for a potential outcome. Okay. He was saying, I appreciate the mods. Beside the drama, it's more professional and aware than actual statements handed out by real PR teams. So a lot of people have been questioning on the subreddit if the people around him knew what was going on. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, how the F did nobody close to them see this coming? It's LA, bro. They have friends. They were always in houses full of people, streams, all type of stuff. The Discord people definitely knew, even though they deny it. Bro, if I had a homegirl and her BF kept making hella videos of a girl that resembled her, then all bloody, like, bro, how did nobody see this coming? How did nobody be like, hey, bro, is C okay? The MF always making songs and references about literally killing her. The videos show it. How did nobody be like, hey, is this MF good? Maybe I'm too invested, man. I'm gonna unplug from this thing from the day. I hope they arrest this MF. Okay? So people are angry, all right? And apparently his friends were defending him on TikTok. Okay, this has been going around the subreddit too. All right, David's friend responds to some comments on TikTok. All right, so this is going around. Apparently, it's this girl, Asia, okay, Asia. All right, people saying you can't convince me that she didn't at the very least know what was going on. And she clapped back. She said, I have a life outside of just my friends. People said, there's no way you were that close to him and didn't know he was messing with a little girl for years. He wasn't even trying to hide it. Oh my God. And she clapped back. All right. I said that. Somebody said, I never said you were or did. Just weird how you were posting less since early September. And apparently she said, well, life is expensive, bae, and I'm depressed. What are you depressed about? And someone replied, well, either way, you knew he was seeing a minor. You just didn't care or say anything. And she said, I didn't know her age. It breaks my heart. Now, that comment, I didn't know her age, seems to infer that he knew her, that she knew her, she knew the relationship was going on, but she didn't know her age. Okay? He was saying, didn't know her age. It was pretty obvious she was underage. He was saying, notice that she's not denying she knew about Celeste. She's simply saying she didn't know her age. This means Asia must have met Celeste, considering she frequently went to David's house for live streams. Caleb, David's brother, also had to have known Celeste, considering they were spotted walking backstage together at a show. It's probable everyone close to David knew about it and had met Celeste, considering how long the two were dating. Okay? He was saying she looked like her age. What are you talking about? She was literally on.
That's my point. That's my point right there. How nobody knew this grown man is going on tour? Like, this girl has been around, bro. This girl has been around. How is people act like, how is nobody spoken up, bro? This little girl has been around. She's been around adults, managers, stage managers. This guy does rehearsals for his live show. She's been around. She looks like a kid. She doesn't look like an adult. She looks like a kid.
On a tour with David. This person says the police will investigate everyone associated in some way to him. So if anyone knew anything and covered it up, they are F. 100% the police will question everyone, even if just a minor like Sakura and Jay, which is why a lot have distanced themselves from him now. He was saying, I really doubt it though. Jason isn't really friends with David and Sakura is only friends with Asia. But I don't know how long they've even been friends. For I would say they would question his close group like Neo and Asia possibly. All right. So people are saying it's weird behavior blaming random women for her death, but people are saying it isn't just random. She's part of David's friends group with older Celeste. There's definitely a possibility she was aware, all right? And so there's a theory that there's two Celestes, and we're going to talk about that later on down the line, all right? I'm going to do another video about that because there's some other links about that, okay? And so another one, all right, there's another post talking about people responding. People seemingly knew what was going on, all right? Saying pretty much certain now. This is Callie on David. So somebody responded to this image, okay, on Callie Uchi's page. All right. Okay, my bad. This was the wrong link. Okay, this is Callie Uchi's responding about David and basically denying being friends with him. Somebody responded on Callie Uchi's page, your friend David is a murderer and Chomo SMH. And someone defended her saying, girl, how is she supposed to know this? And Callie Uchi's liked it. Right, and then Caliucci's got in the comments and responded to a couple people. Not my friend. I did a song with him, which is currently in the process of being taken down, given today's disturbing news. And she responded to another comment saying, it's okay, baby. People like her are why women always get blamed for the things men do. The internalized misogyny of this world, I suppose. Right? And then someone saying, was waiting for someone to say something. This is all so bizarre. W. Callie for taking it down to RIP the girl and condolences to her family. But people say, no, it's still up on Spotify. Or W for Callie trying to take it down. I don't know about that. Right, wow, how surprised how quickly she moved. I have a lot of respect for her now. Right, people are saying she needs some good PR after some crazy stuff happened. Right, so people, the fans in the subreddit are mourning the loss of David's music. They're saying it feels illegal to listen to his songs now. And they're praying that he's not guilty. It almost feels illegal to listen and sing along to bro's music now. I just pray he isn't guilty, but by judging by the news and other leaks, it's most likely he did it. What used to be Yall's favorite David song, for me, it was Romantic Homicide. I saw it when it first came out, R.I.P. Celeste. A little girl died, and we're worrying about not being able to listen to his music. Even if he didn't kill her, he literally dated a child. And even if he didn't kill her, someone else killed her. The reason they could even do that was because he groomed her and lured her away from his family. Okay? So someone from his Discord made a bunch of creepy tweets. These have been circulating on his subreddit, and some people were thinking that this could have been David on his burner, and they've deleted this post. The cleanup has begun, people. The cleanup has begun. All right, let me see if I can find this somewhere else. So I'm going to try and find it. I can't find that original post, but this is another post. Someone called Moji is in the Discord. These are the latest messages on David's closest. Basically, this person, Moji, was adding everybody in the Discord and said, I hate to disappoint, but I'm not David. I hope this helps. I got like 600 DM requests and I've seen a bunch of Twitter posts in the past couple of days. I thought I'd let you know. So some people were thinking that this Moji guy was actually David, and there were some very dark tweets that he had made, which have now been scrubbed from the subreddit, okay? He was saying Moji is a weird-ass dude. If you see his previous message, also his corny ass keeps on putting 6-7 as a reaction, as if someone didn't effing die, okay? And Moji had posted on the subreddit, women who let me kill them and chop them up. And people thinking that is super weird, all right? And they're saying David keeps using 6-7 in his posts. The guy denies it, but it looks like an alt account for real. People are saying, no, he's posted his face. It's not David. It's not David. Moji has a Twitter where he shows his face. Him or not, this guy is a weirdo, all right? I really wish I could find those tweets, but I can't find them anywhere right now. So people are saying this is proof that Moji wasn't David. He's commenting, people are saying I'm not catfish, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, I actually think I think you get the idea. His TikTok, since that's not the important app, and people are saying that's his TikTok and it's somebody else. Okay, people saying somebody needs to check into this guy. This quote about women being chopped up. He had posts saying, I love children. The suspect, the less knowledge of what's going on, the better. This was in July of 2025, just the month before the alleged murder took place. Moji posted he messes with girls under 7 years old. 11's too old for me. Now, this is twisted, okay? And these are the tweets. We've got tweets now. Tweeting, I eat children, I suck children, I like children. Bruh. Stop, man. He was saying, what does sway stand for? He replied, swallow wonderful, ageless kids. What is wrong with this man? So I like underage girls. What's the problem? That's what he's saying, okay? I forgot your age. Though 7 ain't that bad. This guy, whoever this is, all right, if it is David, it's twisted. Who wants to know how to make Discord servers, bruh? I want to do a romantic homicide watch party. He replied, I can make one. Okay, people are suggesting maybe this is the guy that made the server, right? And this is people saying, more proof that it's Moji posting that stuff. This is another picture, literally showing him. Looks like a white guy here, so it's plausible that it's not the same guy. But whoever this guy is, he's clearly twisted. Some of the things that he was posting, whether you want to say they were jokes, it doesn't look too good now. People are saying the TikToker looks completely different from the selfies found on X. 2 names, 2 different looking people, which is which. Maybe none of them are him, all right? People saying, yes, I mean, if you look at his profile pic, you can find the whole pic on X. You compare the facial features, they look completely different. Henry Carver got a chest tattoo that Moji on X doesn't have. Scroll and compare every picture, so people aren't actually buying it, all right? Because I don't think it's Henry Carver. Nothing matches, all right? Yeah, I'm saying he could be logged into the account, but people don't know, but it's twisted, all right? He was saying that 1,000% looks like the guy helping him put a body in the trunk in a music video, but that was just an actor, all right? TikTok seems to be a different guy. It's a different name. They're saying it's not the same guy. So people are trying to get to the bottom of this, but people, okay, it's very bizarre because a bunch of TikToks are now circulating that were apparently posted by David, where he was seemingly talking about how he felt about this breakup, about the loss of somebody, about not being able to see someone again. This was him posting just random things on TikTok. Me realizing that if this one girl leaves, I will never be the same again. I'm scared I'll never make it out of here. I've ruined a lot of things just because of my stupid head. So me looking at a complete failure in the mirror after I just bawled my eyes out because of her. These are twisted, man. They expect more out of me than I expect out of myself. Me after running over every guy who's ever looked at her. And if you saw the last video I did, there's rumors of this other guy, Gus, who was involved with Celeste as well, apparently losing his life, being shot and killed. And we've not got to the bottom of that one yet, but we're trying to find out. We're trying to find this guy, man. We're researching, trying to find this guy, Gus. Currently unable to tell the difference between reality and what's in my head. Stop asking me what you're doing. I'm literally at home reliving the exact same day every day. Okay. People saying, I mean, we all relate to some of those at some point too, but it's still a little bit suspicious. All right. A lot of guys repost this stuff, especially the emo ones, but it does say something, man. It's definitely a little bit sus. But look, apparently David's online. I said this to somebody the other day. How crazy is it, right? That somewhere out there, probably in LA, all right, David's just chilling. He's probably seeing all of these videos people are posting about him, seeing all the subreddits, seeing all the talk on the Discord. He's probably at home somewhere losing his shit. But that's at least what I thought. But apparently, he's kicking back playing Fortnite. Apparently, he was online playing Fortnite, all right, just 10 hours.
New One-A-Day Kids Gummies win every time. When mealtime's a staring contest.
Why is everyone ditching their old mattress for this one? I now understand why.
If it went a UK, would have had an AK-47 with 100 rounds. Red carpet on my trackie and Air Max. They want a boy with a London style. We ain't got generational wealth, got a couple of mil for my unborn child. If I pay man £100,000, I can get man bum right in front of a crowd. That's GBP.
The price go up if it's USD. Better watch your words, I get you X by the shit you tweet. I told lil' bro if it's personal, he better jump out and do it on feet.
We got something in common with scuba divers, work of the guys in deep. If it went a UK, would have had an AK gang outside with a samurai sword. Night tech fleece with an Air Force One. My ski mask gone, but we don't snowboard. Go on a glide, leave your phone at home. What's wrong with these guys? They go and record. Sold a stroke, we was broke as hell. Well, until we broke the law. If I lived in Harlem, I would have been Mitch. Them man would have been like Ace and snitched. If it was Oakland, I would have been a pimp. If it was 1930, North Carolina, I would have been Frank with a mink. If the ops got nominated.
This post was made. His match history was active. He was online playing Fortnite, playing a bunch of games, right? He won. Got a victory there 3 hours ago. He is apparently online. David the Coolest. This is his account. He's apparently just kicking back, playing Fortnite in the midst of this gruesome case. People saying, dude, not even trying to hide. Could have played it on an alternate or something. Bro was trying to catch some W's before his whole life turns into an L. Nah, how the F can you be doing stuff like this like it's a normal day when your whole life is falling apart? F David. They're saying he must be on hella drugs and hella mental illnesses, probably going through a month's worth of weed in a day just to cure this kind of stress. These are troubles that drugs can't fix. People are saying, I mean, what do you expect him to be hiding in a bunker somewhere in Europe? I kind of do, to be honest with you. That's no joke, all right? I would have thought this guy fled. He knows he's fucked. He's just living till he's arrested. If he cared that much, he wouldn't have left the body in the trunk in front of his house. Seriously, I wonder what's going on in his mind. Are these perhaps traits of sociopathy? Playing Fortnite while your life crumbles to pieces is an interesting choice, although kind of full circle, as Fortnite is what made him want to be famous. People say it's poetic. Bro, wouldn't most of us just be kind of panicked in a time like this? You have some of the most brutal allegations anyone could have, and you're just on Fortnite. Does this make sense to anyone? People saying, but people with clinical psychopathy don't feel pressure or stress in the way neurotypical people do. David likely falls into this category based on how unbothered he has been since killing Celeste. This guy was singing pop songs and throwing out labubus on stage at shows even after the police discovered the body, as if nothing had happened. It's bizarre. Am I the only one who thinks LAPD might just F this case up and say they don't have conclusive evidence? They definitely have enough to arrest him. Maybe there's a spanner in the works, like somebody else being involved. He was saying, yeah, of course, he didn't do this alone, but they should at least be charged with him and then release him on bail. Why would they release him on bail? If they charge him for a specific crime, they wouldn't be able to get charged again for that crime. They're trying to get enough evidence to arrest him with no bail. Okay, it seems premeditated, plus add charges like with a So dude might spend the rest of his life in prison. I hope they get all of the evidence before charging. Other people are saying they definitely don't have enough for an arrest right now. The LAPD had already noted that multiple people had access to his vehicles, and now they're waiting for the toxicology report. He was saying, I feel like at this point he don't even care anymore because he knows he's pretty much effed. That's why he's not even bothering to use an alternative account. His music career is hanging by a thread. His brand deals are gone. Friends alike have started distancing themselves. So he's just passing time waiting for the FBI to knock on his door. It's as simple as that. People are saying, what